Wow, this is better.
I like how it's more, like, it's like it has more spices.
Looks good, huh?
It's like a real pizza.
Oh, totoo na. This is it.
I like the crispiness.
No, I'll put that right in. Hey everybody, this is Checklist. I'm here to check off recipes you want to try, tell me if it's worth a shot or not. Welcome to episode 3. Welcome to episode 3 of Checklist. We'll be making pepperoni pizza as promised, and then a low-fat, low-cost, quick version of pepperoni pizza, which is pizza on bread. Low cost because you don't have to spend as much. You don't have to get a whole box and eat it for yourself. You don't have to eat the whole box since you bought the whole box. And if you're just really craving, you can only just have a slice of bread and it's enough. I've honestly been having it as breakfast for the last few weeks. Not healthy, but really good. Let's begin. So get paper towels for where you're not supposed to get paper towels. And then you prepare your olive oil, which you're going to use to lightly dab your mixing bowl, where you're going to place 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of sugar, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. So you mix your dry ingredients, and then we're going to add our instant yeast, which you don't have to activate beforehand. You can just add it onto the dough, and then you add 3/4 cups of water. So now we mix the wet and the dry ingredients, so we make sure to incorporate it well together. Now it's gonna look a little clumpy, but make sure that you do it until it gets smooth. Now I actually have a stand mixer, but I don't have the dough hook, so I chose to do it by hand to be safe that I don't break any gluten strands. So here I'm adding 3 tablespoons of olive oil to mix it all together. But make sure it's also not too sticky. If it's too sticky, you need to add a little bit of flour. Now, make sure that before you seal off this dough and let it rise, that all these clumps, these tiny little things, they come together. So as soon as it sort of feels like it's moldable, you take it off of your bowl and you slowly knead it. And you mix it up together, put all your stress there, put all your frustrations there. Just slowly incorporate it until it turns into this beautiful ball. So before we can use this dough, we have to let it rise. So get your mixing bowl, put your dough in, place it as a ball, and then cover it up airtight and leave it for 1 hour. Now if you can, do it overnight. For here, I just did it for an hour for the sake of the video. Now this is where you can have your fun. You're supposed to punch it out. It's beautiful. So make sure you stretch out your dough and punch it out and go at it as much as you can, but well, not too much. Now you know it's ready when it does this. It's called the window pane technique. When you stretch it out, it doesn't create any holes. It just, stretches out until you get this sort of transparent thing. So it's the best way I can describe it. So you do it over and over until you're sure that your dough can stretch it out without breaking. So I'm saving the other half for tonight's dinner. And well, this actually makes a pretty big pizza. So if you split into 2, you get 2 more than, small sized ones. So here's the tricky part, stretching it out. I'm not an expert by any means. I was trying to do that pizza dance movement, but the best I could do is, let gravity do its work and just let the dough sink and stretch without breaking or tearing. I don't know yet how people get these perfect circles. Maybe it's the pan, but in this case, we're just going for as far as I can go. So prepare your baking tray and prepare your baking sheet by first putting some oil at the bottom before you put the sheet, and then you put the dough. But also make sure to put flour under your dough so that once you take it out of the sheet, it slides out perfectly. In the name of multi-purpose, this marinara sauce has benefited me in so many ways. I use it for pasta, I use it for pizza, I use it for anything that needs tomato sauce, even bruschetta. So spread out your tomato sauce and make sure not to under sauce because it would not taste as good. I'd rather you overdo it than you underdo it. So next you put your garlic, but then again, that's a preference. So next you put your garlic, and then I put 3 types of cheese. Now this is up to you. I put grated Parmesan, grated mozzarella, and grated like quick melt or chevital. I don't know if it's the same thing. Now when it comes to sprinkling cheese, there are no rules. I realized after this that I actually didn't put enough cheese because I didn't get my cheesy pull. I thought I covered it, but still wasn't enough. So go nuts. Pepperoni. I'm fine with processed. This one actually tastes the closest to S&R. Maybe because I got it from S&R, but it really works well. I don't like some of them, like especially the fresh ones. I don't know why, but this one tastes like commercial pizza to me. So get this one if you want that same taste. Now spread it out. This is actually a bit frozen, so I don't mind if it's layering. It's gonna melt and cook in the oven anyway. Lastly, drizzle it with olive oil. Now, pop it in the oven at 245 Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure to preheat. Are you ready for the pizza bread version? So here it is. You choose the right kind of bread. So this is a batard. You can do whole wheat or sourdough. Quick process. Put the sauce, put the garlic, put the cheese, and then put the pepperoni. It's the quickest and the easiest, but really the bread matters. So you just pop this into the toaster, leave it there for like 8 minutes, and you're done. Ooh, holy shit. So I definitely burned like a little bit of the cheese, but it's not really like a big deal because it's still cheese. So the dough is actually pretty soft. I think what makes the pepperoni is really, well, the pepperoni and the cheese. So if you can put the cheese, the tomato sauce, and the pepperoni on anything. This is a sourdough batard bread, just bought from like the grocery, and it really makes a difference. So if you want something quick, I'd rather you go for something like this. But if you can wait and you can prepare for it the next day, then I'd rather you let your dough set overnight. So we're doing a taste test. So I'm gonna make my family try it. Now they like theirs like musk crispy and then more garlic. Why do I keep looking there? There's a dog. So I made them try 2 versions. One where it's straight out of the oven, and then the second one where you crispy it up and then you add more garlic. Let's see which one they like.
The first one was good naman
Okay.
Okay.
Honest.
It's more crispier, definitely. And I like how it's more, like, it's like it has more spices because of the garlic.
Nice.
I like it. I like the first one too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go try one.
Looks good, huh?
It's like a real pizza.
Oh, totoo na. This is it.
Yay.
Hindi na tayo mag-order ng pizza.
I made you a version where it has like extra garlic and I made it crispier. Yeah. One. Oo nga. I know. Try one slice. Habol mo lang yung isa ate.
Pangina. Napakaso naman ako. Piso nga, leche. I like the crispiness. Lip.
No, I'll put that right in.
That's okay.
I know, it's
Okay.
funny.
Real.
I'm real.
Ang daming pepperoni. Hindi ka nagtitipid, ano?
Hindi. Okay, bye mom!
Katen.